closing costs. What the heck are closing costs? And what kind of fees go into them? Well, let's talk about that. Hi, my name is Tonya Byrd, and I am with Keller Realty, Atlanta Partners in Peachtree City, Georgia. And today we're going to talk all about closing costs. Before we dive right in, let's talk about the difference between a down payment and closing costs. So down payments where you set money aside to pay down on the house. And you could be one of the lucky few people out there who has a loan product that has zero down payment. And if so, good for you. Everyone has closing costs though. So let's talk about the three areas that closing costs fall into. The first area is going to be a title company or a closing attorney. Depending on which state you're in, you may be a title company state or you may be a closing attorney state. And the terminology really doesn't matter because they kind of do the same job. They are there to figure out whether or not the title is clear to transfer. They help make sure that the buyer has title insurance. They do prorations on taxes and HOA dues. And they also work with the mortgage company that the buyer has to help with getting the note signed and getting all those fees on the settlement statement. And when closing day comes around, they are there to help the buyer sign their note and go through all those closing costs and make sure that the loan funds and closes and that the buyer gets their keys. And of course, for this job, they get paid for it. The second area, and not everybody has this on their closing costs. If you do a budget loan, then you have what's called prepaids as part of your closing costs. So a budget loan is where you're going to pay to the mortgage company every month principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And the taxes and insurance portion of that payment is going to go into this thing called an escrow account. And when those things come due after you close on the loan, the bank pays those for you. Now, to get this escrow account set up, you have to pay 3 to 4 months worth of taxes and insurance into this escrow account to get it started. And those are called prepaids. The final piece that a buyer typically pays for is going to be the loan cost. So what it costs to get the loan done. And some mortgage companies actually charge loan origination fees, processing fees. They may charge underwriting fees. Some of them charge for junk fees. You may be buying down points on your interest rate, and that also be part of the fees. So those are the closing costs. And as a consumer, you really need to shop around for mortgages because this is where you have the ability to go out to more than one mortgage company, 2 to 3. You can get the credit ran off of those mortgage companies. And if they see you credit got hit with another mortgage company, it's perfectly okay. They know you're shopping around. And that's where you need to compare these rates. Try to compare apples to apples. And be careful on interest rates because somebody may be giving you a really sweet credit, but your interest rates may be higher. And when you really do the math, you're not saving money in the end. So be a savvy consumer and go out there and compare mortgage companies to mortgage companies. And that's how you can actually save on closing costs. So if you need help with finding a good mortgage company, please reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you locally in the Atlanta area. And if you're not in the Atlanta area and you need help, I'd be glad to connect you with a good real estate agent in that area who could then recommend you what mortgage companies that they use in order to help get you on the right track. If you like this content, please feel free to subscribe. Click on that bell notification so you know when I release more videos. And give me some comments below, some thumbs up. Let me know how your home buying process is going. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.